So let's now discuss wallets. So there are two different types of wallets in the cryptocurrency verse. There are soft wallets, which are also called hot wallets, and there are hard wallets, which are also called cold wallets. The reason that they're tied to temperature is because hot means that they are wallets that could be easily compromised because they're added to your internet browser as an extension. They are connected directly to the internet itself. They're constantly on, and they allow you to be able to conveniently hot swap transactions and execute trades on the fly. Some wallets are even conveniently on your phone as separate apps, but there are many scams within that sector. So be very careful with hot wallets and only hold an inconsequential amount of funds in your soft or hot wallets. And then there's hard wallets that are considered cold because they're usually off-chain for the majority of the time, and they're offline, right? So they execute trades on the chain, but they initially start connecting when you're not connected to the actual internet. They're not constantly live, right? So I think what we've done is we've prepared quite a few pieces of content and tutorials in Blockcirclepedia, which is again our internal knowledge base for Blockcircle. And if you just look for wallets, you can look at choosing the right hardware wallet, a comprehensive guide, or understanding your options, right? So if you start here, it explains very clearly what a hardware wallet is, what a software wallet is, making paper copies, which would be considered example of a cold wallet or a hard wallet. But usually the main article is choosing the right hardware wallet. So let's start there. So an example of a hardware wallet, the ones that are the most renowned and the most established are like Ledger. So Ledger has different products that they sell. So they have Ledger Nano S, they have here. So these are all the different products that they have themselves. And they have Ledger Stacks, Ledger Nano X, Ledger Nano S Plus, and they all have different levels of functionality. I like the Nano S Plus myself because I don't want to have any form of wireless functionality at all. And I don't need anything else beyond what the Nano S provides for the majority of assets that it trades. So it allows for 1,000 coins. It contains wallets, NFTs. It has a built-in Ledger Live app that you can use on your main operating system like Microsoft Windows. It has an OLED display. It connects to USB-C. So it's compatible with Linux and Android and Apple and Windows. And I like the fact that it doesn't have any mobile compatibility. I don't want it to be compatible with iOS. I just want it to be only compatible with physical hardware that's like hardwired to the ground, to the wall. And that's Ledger. So that's Ledger is really well known. And then there's also Trezor wallets. So this was my first hardware wallet, was a Trezor wallet, and I still absolutely love it. This wallet is, to me, is just an OG. It's safe. You know, the Safe 3 or the Model T. It's just very good, right? It's a very good, reliable, reputable hardware wallet manufacturer. So Trezor is excellent. Now, if you look at what's been compromised and hacked, all of these have been compromised or hacked in some capacity. Like their email marketing database was hacked. Ledger's email marketing database was hacked. Also, their customer database was hacked, which is concerning. Then they also released a Ledger Recover, which terrified everyone. And that was basically a service that, you can see it here. It's a service that allows people to recover your funds remotely through a trusted, like, third-party consortium that you create. Think of it as like a syndicate of people who know you and who are willing to approve that you are actually the rightful owner of that wallet in case you lose the private key, which is your backup key to it. But this terrified everyone, and the way that they proactively went and added it to the firmware of a Ledger device without really giving anybody advance warning and without even giving them an option, I think really turned people off. So I'm a little hesitant in recommending Ledger going forward because of that. So Ledger is one, Trezor is another. And in the article, you'll see there's many other ones. Like Engrave is well known. We talked about BNC. Elapol is good. CQX is one option. The one that I like, though, for sure, is the Grid Plus Lattice. That's a good one. There's also SafePal is good. Keystone is good. So these are all good, and they also have some integration directly into soft wallets. So all you need to do is you just order the device, right? Connect it to your operating system, install the right software to be able to interact with the device itself. And then you're going to take a backup of your recovery key. So it's usually like 12, 16, 24 different secret words that make up your recovery key. And then, or your mnemonic code. That's what they also is a different form of recovery key. And in some cases, they might give you a private key, which is the equivalent of your secret key, but to only one particular address. And once you have that, you are up and running. Then you just deposit assets. You withdraw assets from your exchange directly to be deposited into your hardware wallet. So that's how the hardware wallets go. And each respective hardware wallet has their own like learn and support mechanism. They have like very detailed instructions on how exactly to get your Trezor up and running, for example. And it's straightforward. It's going to take a few minutes to get started initially, because you're still learning about what a recovery key is and seed cards and so forth. But ultimately, you plug it in using USB, and you are up and running. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you should have everything up and running. And just be extra careful, right, with hardware wallets, because once you lose the recovery key, you potentially have no recourse to recovering your funds. So those are the different prominent hardware wallets that are available. Now, let's flip over to soft wallets. So these soft wallets are the ones that are used the most often. The most commonly used soft wallet is MetaMask, and it's compatible with Chrome, iOS, and they also have an actual mobile app. But it's also compatible with Mozilla Firefox, so you can see it, and Brave, and Edge, and Opera. So it is globally ubiquitous and widely available. But it's a hot wallet, so keep that in mind, please. So all you do is you click Install MetaMask for Chrome. You install it as an extension. It shows up here as an actual extension that's available. And then once you have it as an extension, you can have your different accounts and different wallets controlled by clicking this button here. You can choose which blockchain you want to execute the trade on and which balance you want to see. So if I go to, for example, I want to go to Binance, it'll show me what I have on the Binance Smart Chain. If I want to go to the DGen Layer 3 blockchain, I can do that, because that's also EVM compatible, because it's built on top of a Layer 2 blockchain. If I go to Optimism, it's available also. So it's really up to you which blockchain you want to be able to use, but MetaMask integrates all EVM-based blockchains. Also, it has the ability to have snap-ins. So like MetaMask has different snaps that they call, and this allows you to be able to access some blockchains that are not natively EVM, so not built using like the Ethereum infrastructural kind of framework, if you think of it that way. So it's a beta. Think of it as like a third-party plugin. I would be careful to use these. I personally just like to use wallets that are natively supportive of the blockchain that I want to interact with. So that's MetaMask. And in other videos, we actually walk through how to execute a trade on a decentralized exchange using MetaMask as a wallet. So let's go through Phantom. So Phantom is another very prominently used wallet. You can use it as a Chrome extension as well. But this actually natively integrates with Solana. So this was the first wallet that I was using all the time to interact with NFTs on the Solana blockchain, and also with all Solana-based tokens. It's a really well-established wallet that has significant funders, backers, and has very aggressive roadmap. So I've never really had any trouble with Phantom. So it's the same process. You download for Chrome, and then you install it, and then you have it compatible this way. The beauty of this wallet is, you see, it's multi-chain natively. non-EVM included. So I can now have some funds on Solana, some funds on Ethereum, on Polygon, which is a layer 2 blockchain, Bitcoin Taproot, and then also Bitcoin native SegWit. So using two different address mechanisms and using two different unique syntaxes as well that produce different addresses, and it's compatible with that. So that's it's a good option as a hot wallet. Now, I would say the next branch of wallets to me are the most intriguing and the ones that I'm spending the majority of my time researching, which are wallets that, and I explain it here in one of my main announcements here, but basically I talk about the ERC 4337 account standard that was issued, and that essentially enabled something called account abstraction. So these wallets that I was talking to you about, they're considered hot wallets, but they're also considered, they're called externally owned accounts, right? Like EO-based wallets, externally owned accounts. But that's not the ideal, right? And having a hardware wallet is also not ideal. The ideal to me is wallets that are supportive of the ERC 4337, the account abstraction standard, which think of them as a smart contract enabled wallet. So you can actually manage the wallet's funds themselves using a smart contract. So think of it like programmatic interaction with the blockchain. Think of it as like algorithmic execution of trades. Think of it as without your actual explicit approval. So without compromising security, and it's done beautifully. So Ambire, I love. So this is the one that to me is one of the most intriguing, smart contract enabled wallets. And it's just phenomenal. So the same exact process, you just test the browser extension itself. And once you install it, you can also have a web wallet. So once you have a web wallet, you can then just control what you have in the funds. And you also have your dApps here. And once you click the dApps, you can actually see what it also has native integration with Ambire Wallet in terms of the decentralized applications themselves. So that includes exchanges. So here's an example. So if I go into the Ambire Wallet and I want to click dApps, it'll take me to all of the decentralized applications that natively are supporting the Ambire Wallet. And also very likely, many of these are also supporting some of the other smart contract enabled wallets. So that includes Argent, which is money in French, and then Avacao, and then also Sequence, the Sequence app, the Pillar app itself, which is considered a multi-chain smart contract wallet. And then Candide Wallet is another that also has a mobile app, and is open source. So this is another one that is intriguing to me. And then Piana. So Piana or Plena. So Plena Finance is another one that I'm tracking, that I want to install and actually start experimenting with myself directly. So, but back to Ambire. So if I'm in the Ambire ecosystem and I'm looking at which applications support it, I can go in here and I can go into Aave as an example. And what it'll do is it'll open up the wallet directly, right? Using my address, using my account itself that's already pre-authenticated to me and my credentials. And I can access different assets that I wanted to potentially loan out or borrow, right? And just for Aave as an example. Another example is I can go in to dApps and I can execute swaps, right? So I can go to SushiSwap, and SushiSwap is, of course, a fork and a competitor to Uniswap and PancakeSwap. But you can see that it's the same premise. Is rather than me having to, manually approve everything myself, I can just do it all directly within the Ambire Wallet interface, right? So I never actually leave the Ambire Wallet. This is all a native built-in frame within the Ambire Wallet interface. So hopefully that makes sense. So those are the types of wallets that I'm intrigued by, right? So Argent, Avocado, Sequence, Pillar, Candide Wallet, and then Plena, right? So Plena Finance is like the canonical super app that they like. So those are the types of wallets that I like. Those are the ones that I'm interacting with. I think to get started, I really don't think most people are going to need anything beyond just a ledger or a Trezor or and then a MetaMask and a Phantom. And if you really don't want to use Phantom, then there's other options like Solflare. So if you're using the Bitcoin ecosystem and you're looking for wallets for that, then I would look at Unisat, and I would also look at Xverse. And another wallet that is a wallet is Solflare. So this is a Solana-based wallet that also integrates with MetaMask as a snap. But Unisat is the one that I originally used for any form of transacting on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So that includes Ordinals, BRC20, SSR20, and runes also. So I like, for Unisat, I try to avoid anything that's too sophisticated. So for like runes, for example, I like using Xverse. So Xverse is just think of it as a more evolved edition of Unisat. It's more capable. And it's just a very powerful wallet. And it also integrates Stacks. So rather than relying on the Stacks desktop wallet or the Leather wallet that they have themselves, it used to be called Hero, but they rebranded it to Leather. You can just use Xverse. So Xverse is quite powerful, and you can have different accounts also integrated with it. And then Unisat is good. The only challenge I've had with Unisat and also Xverse is the account balance sometimes takes forever to load, and it's sometimes incorrect. There's like significant delay, and it's more tied to the fact that the Bitcoin blockchain is just not DeFi friendly. It's not meant to even be doing half of what people are pushing it to do, So, but it does support ordinals, atomicals, runes. But still, for runes, I still prefer to use Xverse. So those are the wallet options. I think you have more than enough to get started. And then if there's any questions, please, we're available and we'll be more than happy to support.